At this time, the assistant hurriedly said, "Mr. Wade, you can find a place in China to hide well. Don't show up in a short time. I guess from tomorrow, there will be many Japanese gang members and killers who will come to Orus Hill to find you. To take you down." Upon hearing this, Ichiro was even more panicked. This is terrible. 1 billion yen is offered as a reward for his head. Maybe he doesn't know how to die. He suddenly remembered what Charlie said. He said to Mr. Orville that if he cried and said he wanted to go back, then he would take him back. It seemed that he knew something like this would happen. This bastard. It is estimated that he specially set up a set and killed his father with poison. At this moment, Ichiro couldn't wait to smash Charlie into 10,000 pieces. However, thinking about it again, he can't go back to Japan now. If the Japanese gang members come to chase him tomorrow, he will have nowhere to hide in Orus Hill. It seems that only Charlie is his way of survival. After all, he has a strong background in China. No matter what gang in Japan, he cannot be his opponent. So, he immediately said to Orville, "Orville, could you please send me back to Mr. Charlie? Please." Mr. Orville nodded faintly, pulled the car over, then walked to the co-pilot, opened the door and dragged Ichiro out, and without a word, he hit him with a punch in the face. Ichiro yelled when he was beaten, and blurted out, "Mr. Wade, what are you doing?" Orville said, "This is what our Charlie explained. If you say you want to go back, let me beat you up first, and then take you back." After finishing speaking, he kicked him to the ground and rode on him, and the big ears bowed left and right. Although Orville was older, he was a gangster, and his physical fitness was different from ordinary people. These few times made Ichiro dizzy, but Ichiro didn't dare to pretend to be forced by him, for fear of being abandoned. After Orville beat him up, he dragged him, threw him back into the car, and drove back to the kennel. When he returned to the kennel, Ichiro's other 5 men had been fed the dogs. As soon as Ichiro was brought in, he cried and questioned Charlie. "Mr. Wade, why are you using fake drugs to lie to us? You hurt my father, he died, and now I am chased by my own brother. You are so vicious." Charlie curled his lips and said contemptuously, "Is your brain broken? When did I lie to you with fake drugs?" Ichiro said angrily, "My dad died suddenly after taking your medicine. Do you dare to say that it is not the medicine?" Charlie shrugged his shoulders and said, "Can you take the medicine yourself? The whole process of this matter is, you took the poison yourself. Listen carefully, you took it, understand? I didn't give it to you." After speaking, Charlie said again, "You robbed the poison yourself. You sent someone to give the poison to your dad, and then your dad died after eating the poison you sent to him. It's all your own. What does the trouble have to do with me? I fucking asked you to grab the poison?" Ichiro was speechless. Charlie was right. From the very beginning, he took someone to Tianchi to grab the medicine, but he didn't expect that it was not a magic medicine at all, but a poison. Even if Tianchi and Charlie joined forces to put them down, there was no way for him to sue him. After all, he was a robber and thief, and everything was his responsibility. Therefore, people in the family, especially their younger brothers, cannot forgive him. They will definitely put the charge of killing Dad on him. Thinking of this, Ichiro knelt down to Charlie with a puff, crying and said, "Mr. Wade, this matter is indeed all my fault. I have a bad heart. I went to the genius doctor to grab the medicine. Please take me. It's also considered indirectly helping you earn 10 billion. Save my life, otherwise, I'll be dead." Charlie nodded and said, "I can temporarily take you in a kennel for a period of time. As long as you are still in this kennel, your brother and the Japanese gang will never find you." Ichiro was relieved, and quickly kowtowed to Charlie, saying, "Thank you, Mr. Wade. Thank you, Mr. Wade." Charlie said, "Accept you, but you can't eat and die here. You have to do whatever you need." After speaking, Charlie said again, "Let's do this. You first help at the kennel, raising the dog, walking the dog, and handling the dog's excrement." Although Ichiro was 10,000 unhappy in his heart, he dared not say a word at this moment, so he nodded repeatedly and said, "No problem, Mr. Wade, I can do all these things." Charlie nodded in satisfaction, and said to Orville, Mr. Orville, you go to make arrangements and let him help you at the kennel in the future, and then take care of him." Orville immediately said respectfully, "Mr. Wade, don't worry, I will make arrangements." Charlie said with a hum, "Okay, Kobayashi, you can follow Mr. Orville." Ichiro was thankful for following Orville out of the dark. After he left, Isaac stepped forward and asked carefully, "Mr. Wade, do you really want to keep this little Japanese in the kennel?" Charlie said with a smile, "Keep him for now, and then wait for his brother to raise the price." For his brother, if his brother does not die, his position as the chairman will be unstable, and the more he can't be found. The more anxious he became, when he raised the price to 1 or 2 billion, he would sell him to his brother. Isaac was surprised and said, "In that case, Ichiro must die."